sugar, we're going to be using naturally occurring sugar, like the kind that comes in fruit. And what I'm going to be doing tonight, I was going to say, glucose is the sugar that every cell in our body runs on. So we do need sugar. There's a reason why we have a sweet tooth, naturally. God made fruit and other things like carrots and beets that are sweet because it's what all our cells run on. So no wonder that we want something sweet, but we need to use the things that are good for us and not going to harm us like the diabetes and everything. All right, so I'm making ice cream. And this is a recipe that my friend Teresa gave to me, and I love it. And I'll just tell you, like she told me, get your pen and paper ready and write down this recipe. Okay, are you ready? Bananas. That's all. Frozen bananas. And so this is completely guilt-free. You do not have to feel guilty about eating frozen bananas. You can also add other fruit to it. And tonight I'm going to be adding frozen blueberries and frozen strawberries. The blueberries are really sweet. But one of my favorite ways to eat it is just the bananas, and I'll take some walnuts and some maple syrup and put on top of the walnuts and put it in the oven and toast it, and then put it on top of the frozen bananas. That's one of my favorite ways to eat it. But you can do all different kinds. And this is a champion juicer. You can go online, Google it. You can get it from a lot of different places. It is about $2.50. I got it for my anniversary one year, so just kind of, I know all these appliances, you get overwhelmed, but just one at a time, 1 year, one the next year. And it kind of makes like a sorbet. It is a juicer, but there's a blank that you put in here that makes it the fruit into like a sorbet. And it also is a grain mill. You can get a grain mill attachment and make your own flour. So I thought it was very much worth it. And of course you juice too with it. And so I'm going to go ahead and do my bananas and then the blueberries and the strawberries. Now what we did, because we're kind of afraid that doing this many people, it might freeze up. I don't know yet, I haven't experimented with it. I did it for my kid's 16th birthday party for both of them. That was really good. But we have a lot of people here, so what I did is I went ahead of time, and this would be really good for birthday parties actually, and this was Megan's idea, so thank you, Megan. We went ahead and did them in these cups, and we got lids for them, and just put them ahead of time, just put them in there and put them in the freezer. So what you're going to get tonight is more, on the buffet, is more like the hard serve, and this will be the soft serve when it first comes out. So like when you go in the grocery store, that's the hard ice cream, and when you go to an ice cream shop, it's the soft serve. So I'm going to give a couple of lucky people one of these, and then everybody else can get the buffet, the hard serve. I personally like it better soft serve, but anyway, I'm going to have Whitney come up here and help me. This is my daughter, Whitney, and I just need you to make sure it gets in the cup, because when it comes out, I don't want it to go everywhere. All right, you ready? This is so cool. If I have it out. I'm always the one with. There we go. So banana. Ready? Hope everybody can see. I'm going to go ahead and mix some blueberries in here. You want to get another one? I'm going to grab that and hand it to somebody. Blueberry. Just going to do a few just to show you. Yeah, I think it's clean, y'all. Okay. And we'll do a strawberry one too. Go hand that to somebody and we'll do one more. What? Oh, you want one? Yeah. Okay, take it to the lady in the back. Well, I've already got some of them done, but I just wanted to show them what it looked like. Sorry, I'm not being fair. That's really cheap, and you put them in the freezer when they're really sweet, so you want to get the ones that are her really, really right. It's going to be really, really sweet. And so, all right, I hope y'all enjoy the carob cake. And it is on page 155 in your cookbook. Creaming a half a cup of the Earth Balance margarine. I've had it sitting out a while, so it's real soft. Doesn't take this very long to get soft. Like butter, butter takes a while. And I've got 1.5 cups of brown sugar. It's organic and it's non-GMO. Kind of use. And we don't eat desserts every night at our house either. In fact, we only have them on special occasions. I'm going to cream this till it gets fluffy. And while that's creaming, I've got 3 teaspoons of the egg replacer. And I forgot to do that. And what I do is I have a little strainer. And I put it in the strainer because if you just mix it with water, it's going to be lumpy. And if you put it in the strainer and kind of sift it, it gets it where it'll mix up really good with the water. I've got 2 tablespoons of water here. Mix it up. And it gets really smooth if you strain it like that. Right down the bowl. And I'm going to add the egg replacer. This cake is about the only dessert my husband eats besides a fruit smoothie. Since he had his cancer, and this is only on special occasions. If I make a cake, I'll just make it and cut it in pieces and wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in the freezer, and then I'll just take him out a piece when he wants it. And it works good like that. Here, 2 cups of flour and a half a cup of carob powder, and I've sifted it with a half a teaspoon of salt and 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and it's Rumford, and it has it's low sodium and it has no aluminum in it. And I'm going to mix it. I've got my milk already mixed up. It's 1.5 cups of milk, soy milk, and I put the vanilla already in it. And I'm going to alternate the flour and the milk, and I'm going to do it like in 2 or 3 steps, so it works better to do it this way than just dump it all in there. It's a smoother batter.
always scrape your bowl down so you can get all the stuff out of the bottom. Get it all combined good. The rest of the milk. Carob is much better for you than chocolate. If you like German chocolate cake, you'll love this. This is really good. It's just about like it. Except for no eggs and butter. You don't want to overbeat it. Make it tough. I've got 2 8-inch pans, cake pans, and I didn't grease and flour them. I always put parchment down there and I grease it, and it works for me, and I can just lift it out, put it on the cooling rack. Makes a real pretty, smooth batter. Divide it. You bake it at 350 for probably 30 or 35 minutes. And tonight, you're going to have it on the buffet table. And I made the ones you're having tonight, I made in a 9 by 13 pan, so we can just cut it in little squares, and you can do it that way too if you don't want to make it a layer cake. And that's it, and this is the finished product here. Layer cake. Yeah. I don't have a hot plate tonight to make the icing, but anyway, you just make it like you do the German chocolate icing. A tablespoon of earth balanced margarine, 1½ cups of soy milk, and 1½ tablespoon of unbleached all-purpose flour. And I usually mix my brown sugar and my flour together, and then put it in a boiler and cook it with the rest of the stuff till it gets thick. And then I add the coconut and the pecans, and it makes a really good icing. Pardon? And then I let the icing cool some. I still have the icing warm. And then I put part of it on the one layer and then ice the rest. Put it out bake it. And then you don't have to soak the raisins and the orange juice and all that. Anyway, this is a cup of raisins, golden raisins. I have got a ½ teaspoon of nutmeg and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'll just sprinkle that over. And I have, it says 2 cups of sugar, but to me that's sweet. And so I cut down like to 1½ or you can just do 1 cup, however like the sweet. And this is cane sugar, and it's all natural. It's raw, and it looks like a lot of sugar. But, and my husband doesn't eat this. And then I have here the zest of one orange and the juice of one orange to make a half a cup. And this is what really makes it good. Then I have 2 cups of coconut milk, and I have 2 cups of soy milk. And the coconut milk is kind of lumpy, but it smooths out and it's really good, and it has a really good flavor. No eggs at all. You can. That's where I got it. And just mix all of that up. Just one. It's a big long loaf. Now on the recipe it says to bake it for 20 minutes and then remove the cover and bake another 15 minutes. I don't do that. I don't cover it up. I just put it all in the oven and I bake it probably 45 minutes because I like for the top to get brown, and it's not cooked enough for me. You bake it just for 20 minutes, like the directions say. Okay, and I usually bake it at 9 by 13. It fits in there really well, and I'm going to butter it with the Earth Balance margarine. Taste better. Have a lot of, well, not a lot, but just do it heavily. And just pour it in there. Smells really good with that orange and orange zest. And then I just dot it with butter on the top, and that helps it brown on the top. I didn't do that before. When I first started making it, I just added the butter in the whole thing. And then I said, well, I want the top to brown, so I just dot it with butter. And the butter melts and it helps it brown. And that's it for the pudding. Now, I don't have a hot plate tonight to make the sauce for it, but the sauce will be on the buffet table. And that's 1 cup of soy milk, or almond milk, and 1 cup of coconut milk. And I do use a full cup of sugar in this, and a teaspoon of vanilla, and you mix it with the cornstarch, 2½ teaspoons of cornstarch, and you cook it like a custard until it's thick. It's not going to get really thick, but as it cools, it'll thicken up some. And then I put like a little teaspoon of butter in there too after I finish, when I put the vanilla flavoring. And that's it.